There is a strong link between employment and mental health. Recent figures show that only 28% of working-age adults with a mental illness are in employment. If you are employed, there is a balancing act of receiving mental health support services whilst maintaining employment. If you are unemployed, you can use the structure or routine of employment as a recovery tool from mental ill health.
The opportunity of employment is extremely important for people with mental health difficulties, and that's whether it's a more permanent mental health difficulty or a temporary mental health difficulty. I think it can add an awful lot to somebody's life, and the benefits from it, if we look at it in terms of social exclusion, because that would be one of the biggest factors, I suppose, for people with mental health difficulties, is how they feel excluded from society and excluded from the main run of things.
His name is David Purtle, and for almost 2 years he was living on the streets, one of almost 800,000 Americans estimated to be homeless on any given night. He grew up in a middle-class family, graduated from college, and held a steady job for almost 15 years. So how did he become homeless?
Well, mainly, I suffer from schizophrenia, and it's a very common mental illness, and unfortunately it very commonly ends in homelessness.
I was working in a very well-paid job for a long number of years. And then because of my mental health issues, I lost that job and became virtually homeless overnight. To go from a high earning position to being homeless like this was very shocking to my whole system, including my mental health.
David says mental illness is clearly a pressing issue.
And the reason that that's so bad is, one, it's depressing, and two, it makes you worse. You know, the longer you're alone and the more isolated you are, the more wrapped up you get in your own little psychosis.
Volunteering and employment can play a key role in positive mental health development. It will increase confidence, build routine, structure, and allow you to meet new people. There is strong evidence that training, upskilling, volunteering, or employment actually improves quality of life. It encourages participation, inclusion, and most importantly can support recovery.
If you have proper food to eat, a proper place to sleep every night, all of these things are not causing anxiety in your mind day in and day out, hour by hour, minute by minute, then you can concentrate on getting back to the mainstream of society and becoming a productive member of society again.
It's given the employer given a chance to that person, and not being prejudiced of what baggage they might have or what preconceptions they might have around mental health. Ignorance creates greater fear, and I don't say ignorance in the sense of being a negative word, but the lack of knowledge around the whole issue of mental health and the stigma that has built up over the years around the issue, I think is the greatest barrier. And if we can break down that barrier, I think we can achieve an awful lot, and we can also make much better use of the resources that are available to us in addressing this issue.
Mental health services are keen to seek prevention rather than a reaction to mental ill health. The person-centred approach within mental health services means that the needs of the individual are at the heart of their recovery.
There's no reason why we can't tackle that, why we can't guarantee that everyone in this country has a roof over their head. We know it works. We just have to do it.